Hey everybody, welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here a lot. I super thank all of you for checking into this YouTube channel. This particular video is about kind of a new and exciting sort of assessment that I did that was sort of passed along to me, and it took me a while to sort of do and wrap my head around, but I am so glad I did, and I want to share it with all of you. So if you're excited to sort of learn about kind of a new way to do assessment in your classroom, stick around. All right, seriously guys, thank you for sticking around. And again, I always appreciate the sort of likes and subscribes we get. If you could post a comment, that's always meaningful. That's always great. I love to hear from all of you. So, you know, at the end of this video or during this video, if you want to post a comment on how you could use this assessment, that'd be great. Or if you have another video you'd like me to do, so talk about something else, I'd love to hear from you guys. That's always big. So don't forget, subscribe, like, that kind of thing. So let's get down to business. Now, this particular strategy is called hexagonal thinking. Now, I am not the person that invented this. The person I got it from isn't the inventor of it. In fact, I'm not even certain who invented it. So what is hexagonal thinking? Good question. Hexagonal thinking is we're going to put all of these terms down on little hexagons. We're going to cut them out. If that scares you, the idea of cutting out all these little hexagons, don't let it scare you. I put a template down below in the doobly-doo. So check out the description for a couple of handouts that'll make this easy for you to get started. Back to what it is. We're going to cut out those terms, and we're going to give the students a little envelope with all these terms, places, people, whatever you want to study. And then I gave them a giant sheet of paper, and on that giant sheet of paper, they dump out this bag full of terms, and it is their job to figure out how to click these together. And we have a couple rules moving forward. One, there can be no islands, so we're making a giant honeycomb. You can't group all my philosophers together over here and then whoop, all the way over here, put all your leaders. At some point, these things need to connect. So you have to think of meaningful, powerful, good connections that we studied in class. And it was so awesome to see the students dive into this and making these sort of connections. And then they have to annotate these connections. So you can see on here a lot of their annotations where kids had to describe what each of these connections meant. Some of them having multiple connections, like 3, 4, 5 connections. Some having just a single connection, and that is fine as well. You didn't have to use all of them, but you were really challenged to use as many as you could. They had to eventually glue these down on their paper. Another thing they had to do, another whole layer of thinking for this activity, was they had to categorize everything on here. So they had to think, what are sort of quote-unquote buckets that they could put these ideas or concepts in. So looking at these guys here, we have a bucket of writers, a bucket of important places, leaders, right? Geographical concepts, right? These buckets, these ideas that they put in, they have to underline in that color. So a ton of thinking, a ton of great conversations being had. And when I walked around the room and saw all the conversations being had, debating whether we should put this piece here and that piece there, I loved it as their teacher. And as somebody who loves sort of the power of games, hexagonal thinking is this game layer that's so awesome. We have kids almost debating like puzzle pieces, where these puzzle pieces should go. And to be able to play with content to that level, they really need to know their content, which is just super exciting. So I really, really want to get you started with hexagonal thinking. Now, some of the ways to sort of get over the hump of doing this with your kids, I have provided in the links below. Some things that were given to me, by the way, like Mr. Taft, Chuck Taft, definitely a person to follow. He was the one that had done hexagonal thinking here at my school and told me I really should do it, And I came down and said, hey, I want to do it this next unit. So I put my feet to my fire and said, like, let's do this. And he shared with me this template that I put down below for you to fill in the words, super easy. And then he gave me a tip. When you print those sheets out, if you staple them together, then what you can do is kind of just cut one set. So I printed one set per group per class. So, but it was really easy then just to quickly cut, because you had all of them stapled together and lined right, and it really wasn't that bad. It took me probably about an hour to end up cutting all the ones I needed for all the groups. And the kids, I think, really, really loved this sort of different thinking, and they could use their textbook, they could use their notes, but ultimately, like the pressure of time that they had to really know this material. And again, the rich discussions that were had about these connections that were being made were so fabulous. And I gotta say, almost so above what you usually get in 6th grade, because they were really having these powerful, rich conversations about where they should go. And it was so exciting to see them light up, see them fully engaged. Every single one of my 5 groups were fully engaged, super excited to be doing this work. And it's something I want to make sure you do. So whatever I can do to convince you to really participate in hexagonal thinking, because it is a blast and it's so powerful to have rich and meaningful discussions and dialogue. Gave you the template down below. I even included sort of the rubric that I used, as well as sort of some questions that they had to answer. Now, you are going to change those questions to fit your various needs, but you can kind of see what I was thinking. Use that, download that, copy it, do what you need to do, but whatever, make sure you try hexagonal thinking. It is so fun, it's game-like, yet super powerful assessment. So I hope that you find this video to be something that got you inspired to do this good work of hexagonal thinking. Make sure you try it. I think grade level wise, if you're wondering out there what one would it work for, I think you could do this even down in elementary. I'm in 6th. I think this would easily work. 3rd grade, even 2nd grade could do this. Even 1st grade could probably do this. So, give yourself the challenge. Try hexagonal thinking. I think your kids are gonna love it. I think you're gonna love the result. As always, think about subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate that. Make sure you sort of like this video. That helps recommend it to others. And if you got the time, post a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. I answer all the comments down below. Without further ado, that's all I got for you today. Till next time.